Alrighty, welcome back. Jolene's gonna plunk her ass in the new chair we've built, and we're gonna see how it fits. Just want to give you a visual of what we got going on. The seat is mounted inside the car. I'm very happy with it. We're gonna have to see if Jolene's happy with it. Jolene's, you all the way in? So vision's really good then. What we're going to do today is I'm going to jump right inside and start doing the pedals. As I get down here and get a little closer, you can see Jolene pressing on the pedals there, but they're up too high. We want to do a heel toe thing. Her foot's way down there. So what I want to do is put her foot on the floor. Now I got to bring that pedal, the top of that pedal, down to the tip of her toe, so pretty well to the end where the top of the pedal has to come down where the bottom of the pedal is. So I'm going to cut the pedal off. Now I'm going to readjust it so it fits heel toe, so her foot's on the floor and she can touch the pedal at the palm of her foot, or the pad of her foot, sorry. But vision is good, as you can see. It's real good. Vision's good. Seat looks really good in there. We'll show you how I've done that. I'm going to give the camera to Jolene. I'm going to walk over here just a second. We'll just kind of give you a visual inside, down by her feet. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to bring that pedal down to the tip of her, bring that pedal down to the ball of her foot. And basically it's the length of the pedal. So if Jolene wants to get out and grab, or no, I'm going to give Jolene the camera. Just like that. So you can leave right there actually, and we'll show exactly what's going on. Her foot, this is the floor, the square tubing, the skeleton that we've made. And you can see her toe is right at the tip of the, or bottom of the pedal. I want to take the top of the pedal and put the bottom of the pedal down on the pad of her foot. So I'm going to take this and move it down that length, and it should be fine. So what I'm thinking is, as I'm looking at this, I'm going to cut one pedal off at a time. I'm going to cut it back here. I'm going to cut it off here. And what I'll do is I will move it down the shaft of the brake pedal till I get to the bottom of this, because I know that's my height by just looking at it. That's my height. I'm going to move it down to the bottom of that, and I'll bring it in as far as that, so we'll have to cut it off and bring it down and put it in place and keep moving it down till I get it where I want it, and then I know where I want it. And I know where I want it because Jolene's foot's right there, the tip of the toe is at the bottom, so I'll cut it off, bring that down to there, the distance out will be right there, and I'll do the exact same thing when I cut the other one off. I'll bring it down and match it up. Man, that was a spiel for the old lips, wasn't it? But anyways, we can see how we're tying it together a little bit. Jolene wants to come out. I'm jumping in with a zip cut, and I'm going to start cutting some stuff out of it. Do you want a hand?
Yeah, you take it for a second.
Okay. Got the roof of the cab over, sanded last night. I mudded it the other day, and I busted it off the other day when the weather was nice, but I'm going to give the camera to Jolene and pass it over. I'm going to jump inside. Now we're doing the pedals. Once we get the pedals, and then we can do the steering column. I'm going to take this shirt off. Can I take this shirt off? I'm going to take this shirt off and get started. Rock and roll. It's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll, believe me. What can I say? I've made many pedals, cut many pedals, and put them in place where I need them. It's not a real big deal. You just have to go and do it. That's basically it. Just have to go and do it. We're not cutting the doors open yet because I have not tied everything together the way I want to tie it together yet. But I have got the skeleton tied to the car nice so I can walk on it. And basically that's it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bolt that seat actually. I'm going to make it easier on me. I've got the seat bolted in. You can see this is the square tubing going across the skeleton. I've got one hole here, bolts to the cross member. That one bolts to the cross member. I'm going to make and cut a piece of square tubing and weld it there so I can bolt the skeleton there and there to make it more rigid in the center. But I have four. It's bolted there, there, and there, and there. And that makes it good to me. I wouldn't want to bolt it just to the floor. What I have done is I have mounted it. How am I getting in there now? Mounted it to the cross member, which makes it stronger for Jolene. I want the seat to stay in there and stay upright. The seat feels good, does it not, baby? Seat feels good. She was going to enter me in a design class, but I said I haven't got time. I got a race car to build. There's a bonus episode tonight after this. Half hour after this, there'll be another episode, and it's just behind the scenes showing us putting the seat together and what really Jolene had to get in it, get out of it, so on and so forth, showing stuff. And basically that's what went on. There's another episode tonight. It's a bonus episode. It's for Doug Corbin, actually. Doug Corbin brought over some torches today. There's some good people around, He said he seen me and Jim playing with the torches. Didn't realize I didn't have a set. He had 2 sets. He brought me over some, and I appreciate that, Doug Corbin. Really appreciate that. There's some really good people in the world, But anyways, let's cut this off. Let's get the pedals cut off. This is not something that's, what can I say? No big deal, really. Just kind of cutting the pedals off. I'm going to cut this cross member out of here first because it's kind of in my way. Nope. I missed that. Cut my A-pillar all up. Not really. Twist that off. There. Ooh, I love it. She's getting lighter, baby. She's getting lighter. Then after we get the pedals in the seat put where we want them, then it's off to the steering column. And then we want to put the steering right exactly where we want it. I'm going to cut this off just to make this look nice. Why not? I'm right here. I'm going to pull the shifter out. Put that back there. That shifter's so cool. I'm going to put that on there for now. Now I'm up by the A-pillar. I'm going to cut the mountings off. They were a little bit long. I made them long, but now is the time to cut them off and make them look good. One's nice. I'll leave that there in case we can set the steering column on it or something. There's a piece of square tubing right in between. I'll leave that. When we put the steering column, maybe it's something to rest on. Maybe I can cut it off. Don't know yet. Don't know yet. Cut one of these pedals off at a time, and I'll use the other one for the measurement. Alrighty, that's quite a pedal. Look, there's a slapping hammer for something. Huh? Slapping hammer. So I want that underneath there, and I want that down there. So this is the top of this. This has got to come in that far. So I'm going to guess and cut it off. Not a bad guess. A little closer, cut a little more off, maybe angle it. No measuring involved, just common sense is going to build this pedal. No measuring involved, just common sense. It's at the bottom of that. We could go in a little bit further. Cut a little more off. We might have to put a gusset. A gusset, what I mean by a gusset, is that thing right there, the triangle. You might have to gusset it with a little triangle to make sure that it goes at the bottom. I could take a little more off, I can. Brake, clutch. I'm going to leave it like that. Just seeing a little more. See my. We'll give you lots of push for the brake. I'm just checking it out again, just making sure. Looks like it'd take a little, well, not bad. What we'll do is we'll just take a little bit more. Saw blade. Clean her up. I wonder if we can take a little weight out of that pedal, put a few holes in that. You think you'd like that, a few holes in that? It's quite a big pedal, you know, it's a big pedal, it really is. I see weight there, I really do. Just wonder if the plasma cutter punch a couple holes in it, that's all I'm thinking. Put that on there like, yay. We're going down there. Sorry. We'll weld that on there and down like that. Your heel's going to be here. Your pad of your foot's going to be right there. I'm thinking that it probably could be head just a little bit more, but we'll go with that for now. I'm going to try that. Stick that right there at the bottom. It's going to have to look it over a few times, right? Look it over and eye it up, look it over and eye it up. All right, I'm going to jump out for a minute. I'm going to see if I can punch a couple holes in this just for shits and giggles because I want to. That's the only reason. I just want to check it out and see if I can. We'll do it real quick. And the reason I'll punch some holes in it, take a little weight off it, for appearance, because I want to. That's the first step of happiness, you know. Finding out and knowing what you want and then going for it. Finding out what you want. Just like that. Double episode tonight, just for everybody, and you know, show appreciation. It's behind the scenes. It'll be a half hour after this one ends, and it's just for you guys. See what happens. Got it turned on first. Green light, green light. You know, green light means that, yeah? Go. Look on the back side of the pedal. Just want to see where I can. Maybe I'll start on the back side of the pedal so I'll know. Look at that, baby. Just for me and you. Man, that's thick. Ah! Spitting at me. Didn't like it. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I'm gonna say it's an awful big pedal you got there, girl. An awful big pedal. I guess. Take our smoover off of the flapper wheel. Before we put it back in. Maybe hit it with a die grinder. Maybe. Don't look bad. You know, I think I'll knock off the slag with a hammer. Must not put the hammer. There it is. Jolene looks amazing today, as always. Always. Jolene's an amazing little person, she is. She's an amazing little person. How do I know? Because she shows me every day. Really can't get much more than that. I'm going to take the die grinder and shove that in, make it look like I really put some holes in it instead of cut them in with the, where'd I put the die grinder at? I just had that thing yesterday. Did I put it, there it is, I put it back. Yes, I did. Sun was blinding me. Shut this off. I'll have to do it again, hook it back up when I do the other pedal. We'll just make it look good, man. I wonder if I can blow some holes through the center of that. That'd look nice. We'll do this. Hot. Not bad, eh? Not bad. Not bad. I really want to pop some holes in that. That looks so cool, I think, anyways. But it probably will, but we'll see. Maybe I'll do that later when I get them welded on. And then when we get the body off, maybe I'll punch some holes in it then. And maybe I'll do that later. I'm going to weld this on. So I'm going to take this off. Got some gas. Napa know-how came. Give me some gas. Let's turn her on. We got power. I want to thank everybody for the good comments and the goodwill. Doug Corbin, he gets the MVP this week. He gets the MVP, coming up with torches, you know. Appreciate it, Doug. I worked with Doug at the chicken plant. He was always a friend of mine. We got along very well most of the time. Helmet. Where'd I put? Alrighty. I'm just going to tack this on for now, because it's going to have to be tried and true, really. Like, I'm going to tack it on, and then Jolene in the seat will tell me whether I've done a good job or not. Basically, she'll tell me if I've done a good job or not. You want it upside down, sweetheart? No? I'd like to get my leg down in there if I could, but I got these club shoes on. Got my club shoes on. Not even ready, not even close. Not even ready, not even close. Ground, helmet. Take a look at this bad boy. Eye her up, man. That pedal's hot, believe it or not. Just like you, Jolene. Hot. Geez, I'd like to get you back in there and say you love it. That's what I'd like to do, sweetheart, if possible. I'd like to get you back in here and say you love it. I put that seat back in here. You think you can sit in it real quick? Alrighty, this is what we're going to do. Just because, I mean, let's face it, this is where I'm putting the pedals on to fit Jolene. And I'm building this car to fit Jolene. So that's what I'm going to do. The vision is good. I guess the seating is, well, the seating's excellent because I've sat in it and I think it's nice. We put 3/16 plate on the bottom, welded to the bottom of it. We are bolted to 2 cross members, and then we are going to make sure that the cross members are bolted right beside the seat. I might have to bolt the seat in, I'm not sure, to get you to be able to sit in it and be comfortable. I'm going to have to bolt that up, I think. Let's take this out, the grinder out. And basically, if that one is in the right spot, I'll continue on. But if it's not in the right spot, I have to back up and put it in the right spot. Basically, that's what I'm going to do. Back up, put it in the right spot. Did I give you the nut or just throw it on the ground for that seat? I wonder what I did with that. Or that bolt. What's that, sweetheart? Did I take it and give it anywheres? Put it anywheres? Me neither. Huh? No, I didn't put it in my pocket. Damn it. Right there. Well done, Jolene. Good camera work. Look at that, would you? Beautiful. Put that in there. This stuff has to be done. You know, it really has to be done over and over and over, or not over and over, but it has to be done till you get it right. I have to put the seat in, get it bolted. You know, steering column will be next. Can't get that on for some reason. Not hold my tongue right. All right, seat's on. Seat's on there. We have to switch, my darling, because I want you to tell me whether it's right or not. What's that? I can stay right here. I'm going to stay right inside the car, and you can see the pedal and the seat. We've got a nice support across the back I can stand on that's connected to the floor now. Basically, what we have to do is see if too down, too far. Huh? Perfect. Like that's your foot's on. There's no mistaking it, eh? Right on. I think that's where we're going to go. We're going to cut the other one down the same distance, baby. The other one same distance? Same distance, I would say. Yeah. Alrighty. Yeah. Let me tack that one on instead of ripping it off. We'll get it. We're in place. What do you think of the seat, Jolene? Say that again?
Love it.
She loves it, boys. She loves it. So there's the pedals There's what we got going on. Good. So I'm going to weld that one on right now. I'm going to take the seat back out. That fell. Didn't hurt it a bit. All right, now I'm going to weld that in there. I've got that center where I can put a nice bead of weld on it. I don't think we'll need a gusset. Right in here, I can put a nice bead of weld right in the side of that pedal there, nice. If we need a gusset, we will. If I decide not to, we won't. But basically, another thing too, where the seat is bolted down here. We're bolted here, the cross member is now. I'm just going to cut a piece of square tubing and weld a piece of square tubing here and then shove another bolt and bolt it here so the seat cannot move one bit. We do not want that seat moving. We want that one to be one of the most secure things in the car, I would say, is the seat. Just going to weld that pedal on, sweetheart. Because it works for you, does it?
Yep.
All right. Just take my time on this. Make sure that it's biting in, nice and warm. Hard to see somewhat with the I see that we're going to have, when we take the body off, we're going to have to do a little bit of maneuvering to get the body up over the pedals, which shouldn't be a problem. It shouldn't be a problem. And that's one of the issues that we're going to have. That's one of the issues we're going to have when we take it back off, is getting the body off. So the steering bracket's going to be put on, and then we'll probably take it back out and then ply it on in the end. Woo! Can't see. Cool. Cool. We might gusset that, like put a little gusset in here so that can't break off. We might. I'm going to snip it off now, and actually I'm going to cut probably a lot of that weld off and then re-weld it again. But I'm going to snip that off because we don't need that pedal. Don't need it in the way. Hard back. Looks good. Now when we take the body off, we can round that all up nice with a flapper wheel. Now we're going to cut this one off. Weight, see that weight? Then I cut too much on it? No. There you go, baby. That one can come ahead a little bit more if it wants to, or down a little more. We like that right there. We'll put that on there, but we've got to drill some holes in it, right? Let's put some holes in it. We'll turn that off. We'll turn the welder off. We'll do the clutch pedal, same as we did the brake pedal. Make it look cool. And there's all kinds of things that we can do as we're doing this, to, make it visual. All kinds of things we can do after the fact. Do you need a hand? Jolene doesn't need a hand. She's a big girl. There's another video on tonight, a half hour after this one ends. And I want to thank Doug Corbin for those torches. Awesome. Let's hug this back up. Put some holes in the pedal. Now, did I put four holes there? I think I did, and then I just put holes all the way around. Yep. Basically what I did. And this is preference, this is preference. I'm just doing this because why not? Pardon the knee. Get a little bigger one there. Alrighty. Hard to get at. Alrighty. It's quite a brake pedal, or quite a clutch pedal, isn't it, baby? Huh? They didn't want that to break off, did they? No way. Alrighty. Beat off the slag, so I have to grind it off, obviously. Da 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 da. Fun, fun, fun. That's what it's called. Fun, fun, fun. Well, the pedals in it? Yeah, cool. Ooh! Ouch. Yeah, it looks good. One moment. Man, that guy's good with the drill. Right, baby? That guy good with the drill. Alrighty, got the pedal done. I guess what I was thinking also, we have the arms that go back. We split the wishbones. I would like to I'm going to do some holes in the wishbones too, I think. We'll see what happens. I might do that, might get creative. And that's basically what it is, getting creative. I've seen it done on a lot of other cars, so it could be done on this one. Can it, baby? Whoop, whoop, whoop. That's hot. That's hot. You'll have to think about nowadays, your brake pedals, the arm's quite thick on a brake pedal, but I mean a gas pedal and a brake pedal on a car nowadays, there's enough metal in that to probably make maybe 4 or 5, 4 or 5 of them, you know, but that's how it is. And basically, just because metal is thicker doesn't mean it's stronger than different applications. If you cross brace something, sometimes you can make it way stronger than having the thick metal. Like you can cross brace something and do the exact same thing by just, you know, bracing it or supporting it by something else. And I'm thinking, I like that right there. That's hot. Hey. Same height. Looks like it, don't it? Looks like same height. Good. I'm going to weld it on. Weld it on, Chad. Okay. Yes, sirree. I'm booging it right on. I'm putting the weld right to it. I can always grind a little bit off, and I can always put a little more on. I just want to get it on so it stays on, basically. What I can do when the body comes off, we can make sure that we gusset things if we need things, whatever. We can, I think you're going to heel toe that nicely. I'm going to cut that off. I was talking to Doug when Doug come. I was talking to him about the weight of the car. You know, he said it'd be nice to know what kind of weight you have really cut off it. But what we'll do is, this is what we'll do, we'll figure out what the original Hupmobile, fully dressed, if we know what it come from. It was a 4-door Hupmobile, 35. We'll know exactly what the weight is, because you should have it somewhere listed. And then we can take it right up to our, you know, friend up on the mountain, Lori Layton's place. He has a set of scales. We can drive on there. And then we can weigh it and then compare and know how much weight we have lost, because we know what the chassis is. It's a 35 Hup. We know what the engine is. The body is something, you know, a little different obviously, but it still had to have a body on it. So we will find out what the weight of this bad boy is before we go do too much. We'll take a run up the mountain and weigh it. I like how that is setting there. I just don't like that piece probably setting there. Is probably in our way. I'm going to leave this piece here because it might hold our steering column. I don't know yet. I don't know yet. I'll cut this off. just leave that. Just cut that off. Leave that there because the steering column might rust down through there. Alrighty, this is what's going on now, I guess. This is what I'll show you. We got a little time left, sweetheart? We got a little time left? Alright, I'm going to put my other hat back on. Turn the welder off for a second. This is what I have. Inside on this, I'll have to get out, probably get some square tubing, but let's go through it first. Right here on, if you want to come in, I don't know if you can get inside there or not, up top, right there. Right here, this is a square tubing on the outside of the wheel well. I'm going to cut that so I can get in there and see what's going on there. But I'm going to take a piece of square tubing and weld from this skeleton, this is a skeleton we made. I want to go through that a little bit. The skeleton was made all the cross members. We did not do anything but other than make sure that the width outside the chassis was the distance that met the wheel wells, and that's what I did. That's why we pinched the chassis in the back. That's why the skeleton's made the way it is, because we want it to fit the inside of the wheel wells in the back. So now when I take a piece of square tubing and go from here out to the square tubing on the outside quarter panel, the outside sill, then I can take and cut this off. I can cut this off, and I have something to weld a new piece of metal to that fixes the wheel well, so I can make a new piece of metal, comes down, welds all on this square tubing, all along here, and all the way around there. So I'll cut a piece off, put it in there, and then I have something to weld to. I'll do the exact same thing to the other side. Got to take and cut this off. I'm just going to take and cut that off, and then I'm going to place it where it was before and bring it up here and weld it like it was before. I'll weld that back on. There's another piece of square tubing, maybe here to the B pillar, out to the outside sill, and I'm going to do in the middle of the door a piece of square tubing out to the outside sill, and I would probably do it up front where the mount is. Where we have it in the back, you can see where the skeleton was. This is the skeleton. This is where the cross members were. Now what I did when I put the body on, I've welded the skeleton to the cross member that I put in the back that goes over top of the rear end. So I've just taken a piece of square tubing, welded it from there to there, welded up on that wheel well, welded up on that wheel well. Now if you see that you've got a great big hole in the back. Well, what are you going to do there? Well, to me, this is what I see. Piece of square tubing going from here to there, there to there, and lay a piece of metal on it. Then you have a floor. You've got your cross member. You can lay square tubing in the middle to hold it if you want to. But once you get that square tubing running, you have something to weld to. And basically, that's why I put the floor, the cross members across, and cut everything out after, because then I have something to weld to. And the basics of the skeleton was just to get it inside the wheel wells so I could make them come down and fit. And I knew where my chassis had to be because my inside wheel wells tell me that. Alrighty. I haven't got any square tubing in here right now, but you can see how I can place a piece of square tubing in there and weld that right in there if it fits nice, and weld that in there, weld it in there. Then I can make my wheel well fit this piece. I can bring it, weld it on the front of it, I can weld it on the top of it, I can weld it wherever I want, but I have something to support the ass end of the car. And you really need that. The wheel wells need to be connected, and we'll have to go around and connect it all, and that's what I'm going to do to connect it. I got some square tubing right over here. A couple pieces there, couple small pieces. That's what I want, the small pieces. I have, what can I say? Just want to check the outside. This one on this side, I like it. What I'm doing here, I'm just going on the outside. It's coming on the outside here. I wanted to check and see if the square tubing was way out past or not. I didn't want to way out past. I'm fine with welding it right on the edge like that when I run my square tubing in. This piece down here on the wheel well is going to be shaped a little bit different. But what about the car is not different? You know, basically. And I have something to weld to. By the time I get that all braced, I couldn't see the original being any stronger. I couldn't see it. It may be, but I think I'm building it just as strong as they have. And I'm actually going to use that piece because that piece, it works. It works. I'm going to use it. And the reason I say it works, are you able to turn that welder on, baby? Please and thank you. With big. Remember, half hour after this ends, there's going to be an extra show. Jolene called it behind the scenes. She's behind the scenes, all right. More ways than one. Alrighty. I knew that was nice on the outside because I already plucked it there, and I'm going to use it right there. I like it. Come on. Got that cord bent is what the problem is. Isn't it? Exactly what it is. Gives a nice place to put a jack underneath there too. If I want to put it up on the hoist or anything, I know that I've got cross members there to lift it or something there to support it. I think we're getting wind down there. But basically I can weld that stuff when I get to the other side. Or when I get on the other side, obviously, the outside. The reason I put it on the angle like that is because I'll come around like that and do something there. Why not? I put it on the angle like that because I want it. That's why I did it, because I want to. Now, the square tubing that I'm putting in is smaller than the square tubing that is on the outside. So when it comes to the door part, I'll have that gap. When I put a piece of square tubing across, I'll have that floor I can lay on there, and the door will be above the floor because the outside square tubing is bigger than the inside. Yeah, I hope that makes sense. And the rear end is not going to move. I'm going to weld it in solid. It's not going to move. Get my marker. I'm going to weld the rear end solid. I'm even going to weld it to the U-bolts itself. Like I said, the body will be coming back off, and that'll be the time that I'm going to do that, so I can really do a good job on the welding. Just want to hold that up in there. I just want to get a mark is what I want to do for me and you. If I don't have to use the tape measure, I enjoy it, and because I don't have to remember anything, and that's why I like doing it without a tape measure. I really do, because the measurement's right there. If I trace it, it generally is right on the money, is it not? If I trace it, if I measure it, I have a chance for failure, and the less chances for failure is I like the best. I like it the best. Why have I got a different mark? I got something going on here. Where's my mark at? I marked it on this piece. There it is right there. I had two marks on that thing, one there and one there. So this one here I'll take. That other one I didn't like. You know what I'm saying, baby. I'll snip it off in the front a little bit. That one's a little long up front, is it not? That one a little long on that edge, baby? Looks good on that edge? Okay, I can weld it then. I'm gonna weld it. Oh, need to turn the welder on. You able to get that? Maybe I didn't do something right here. Right, the edge of the metal. We're good on that side. Good enough. So that gives me each side welded out there, so that's not going anywhere. You can see putting a jack underneath the jack stand underneath that, no problem. You got 3/16 one by one outside and plate in there. Do I want to do another one? Oh, daisy. I might like to put one underneath that, just because I said I could. Marker in my pocket. Actually, let's do one here. We'll do one here. Right there. Just got to get underneath that door. Weld that sucker on. Ouch! Set my hand right on it. Awesome. So now I've got one in, I've got a 1, 2, 3 outriggers there, and I'll put one on the other side to match it. I'll put one on the other side to match it. Make my face and my arse to match. Just makes everything a little stronger. So if you had anything hit from the side, it's a lot stronger than just having one connection. We have this one, that one. We'll put another one in up there somewhere. We will. I'm not looking to add a whole bunch of more metal, but what I am doing is trying to make it a secure body that Jolene is going to be in, that she can go down the track and be secure that the body's going to be safe on the car, because we know it's going to be safe because I've got all these places welded and all these cross members and tied in with square tubing that it's not going nowhere. It's not going nowhere, sweetheart. We got the floor tied into cross members. We got the pedals where they should be so she can react quickly. And basically that's why you want the pedals where they should be, so like she can react. And I just want to put them in here. And the reason I want to put them in here is because so I can hide them from underneath the car. When you look up inside, you'll see all the holes and you'll think, wow, that car's not made of much. But it really is. It really is. It's made with love, sweetheart. Made with love. I got a piece of weld down there holding that up. I'm gonna cut that out. Had a little notch in that. I spotted on that metal down there. There's a little piece of weld right there where I want to weld it. There's a little piece of metal that held it up. So I just notched it and got rid of it. Notched it and got rid of it. Now, is that one straight? I got one, made that one straight going in there. I made this one go straight in here. Good. Sorry, grinder, sorry. I have to weld this, man. Can't see. I can't see. You know what they say? Open your eyes. I seen that time. And when the door opens, that's when I'll really get to plug her, right? When the door opens, that's when I'll get to finish if there's any bad spots. I've got her tack in place, that's for sure. Probably should leave some of the welds for when the door's open, but can't help myself. Now when I lay my floor on, I'll be able to lay my floor on the skeleton plus run it out here and be able to lay it on this. I'll have something to run it out on and lay it on. We'll do another one in here, another one up there, another one up there. Basically that's what I'm going to do. Where are we at for? We're good? Alrighty, so you can see how I'm tying it in. Now what's going to go on with the wheel well. I've got square tubing on the outside wheel well. I got the skeleton on the inside. I've got it connected together right here so the pressure could be put on there. You could put a jack on there. You could do anything there. I've got it by the B pillar. I've got it supported there. Also support it with the B pillar coming down on the skeleton, the floor that we made. We've got it tied into the wheel well. We've got the skeleton that we made. We've got it tied into the wheel well of the car with the cross member going across the back. We have it tied in on this side. We have 2 points here and there, so you can step on that, no problem whatsoever. You can see how you can lay stuff in there. I've done it many times where, you know, I put a piece of flat plate underneath this square tubing, then you could lay wood in each section. I've done that. We're not doing that on this application, but you can see in the back, I just run a piece of square tubing from here on the wheel well, weld the wheel well down to there, down to there. I put one from this center, then I could lay a piece of metal on that. That would close that all in. We're going to have to cut some braces off on the inside, reattach them. I'm going to leave this there. That one fits good there. I'm just going to cut it off at the post and do the exact same thing on both of them. I need to put a piece in here, reattach this. I need to cut this one. There's a lot to do, but we're moving straight forward. The pedals I think are good for now. Like there's probably going to be a little bit more done to them. What I mean by done to them is maybe a little more welding, maybe a gusset, maybe a few holes, who knows. Put the seat in, steering column be tomorrow. So you come back tomorrow, we'll mock up a steering column, show you how we do that. But basically what I'm doing right now is just tying it all together, making it all come as one. The skeleton that I made, that's the start. That's the start. That's why I said it's probably one of the most important videos that I've made to date. To me, it's one of the most important because you can, anybody can take a piece of metal like this, a piece of something that somebody would throw away, and you'll be able to look at it and say, I can fix that. No matter if it has a floor in it or if it has no sills on it, it has nothing. You'll be able to fix it because I've shown you in this last month how you can build a hot rod from nothing, to put a skeleton on the floor, to end up cutting out the tunnel for the drive shaft, to putting the car on top of it, how to support it, having to get the doors tied shut, weld them shut to show that your car is going to fit before you put it down on. I showed the A pillar and the B pillar, how we laid it down on top of the floor. Now I'm showing you how we tied it all together to make it tight and right. And yes, it has to be tight and right. You can't just put a skeleton underneath it and just leave it. There needs to be help everywheres. Let's give away Hatter's shirt. Okay, we got the video loading. Sorry. Bonus video tonight, half hour after we shut off here. There's going to be another one on. It's just behind the scenes. Hope you like it, enjoy it. Come back tomorrow. We're going to steering column this bad boy.